Hello, welcome to another of my reviews of Tai Lopez's 67 Steps. We're up to step 58. And this one is Death by Faint Praise and Charlie Munger's Grandfather. What you never want to hear someone say about you. This one I've subtitled the Boy Scout episode. So, you got Charlie Munger's grandfather, who is supposedly this great sage of wisdom. And he said to Charlie, real opportunities that come to you are few. Most people get just a few chances. When you get a chance, seize it. So, that's a very good lesson right there. And this whole step is about being able to take advantage of the opportunities that come to you. So, an opportunity is, we're defining an opportunity as something that gives you a chance to leverage your input and get a large reward. Now, it doesn't have to be financial. It's easy, of course, to do things, talk about financial things because you can measure them, but it could be, a relationship. It's something that, every once in a while somebody comes along, you get into a relationship with them and you get a large reward out of it. And that can be a romantic or not romantic relationship, but some relationships are very rewarding. So you want to be able to take advantage of those infrequent opportunities. Sorry, a little bit of a cold. A lot of us kind of sit around and wait for changes to come along when we should be acting now. And the reason we should be acting now, this idea, first of all, a lot of us think that we're going to have a lot of opportunities. You know what? You don't. You may think that, every day I have an opportunity. You know what? You don't. You may have the same opportunity goes on over a few days or, a similar kind of vein, but there are a few big opportunities that come along in your life in every area, and you don't know when they're going to come along. And if you're unprepared, you lose out on the opportunity. These are some hard truths, but I think they are truths, actually. So once you accept that, excuse me, and that you have these few opportunities, first of all, you're kind of understanding and acknowledging your mortality. You're not going to live forever. And to recognize an opportunity, you can really only do that in a short period of your life. Let's say if you're clever, from your mid to late teens until your 70s, let's say, really. That's when you have opportunities that you can take advantage of. That's when you can see them. And the other thing is you acknowledge that you need to be prepared. And that's why I call this the Boy Scout episode, because isn't that their motto? Be prepared. So when you're getting prepared, this comes down to the second part of this thing about you never want to hear somebody say, and that thing you never want to hear people say about you is faint praise. And supposedly there's the story told by a friend of Tai's to Tai that the way you become a general in the army, and I don't think this is true, but okay, the way you become a general in the army is other generals sit around and say, well, what about General Bob? And everybody goes, General Bob, he's okay. Bob's not going to become a general, or Colonel Bob, or whatever it is. He wants to become a general. You don't want to be, he's okay. You want to be great. You want to make an impression. And that way, when the opportunity comes along, you get the chance at it. And I think that's the real tragedy of life. And if you want to get depressed about something, it's the fact that the opportunity wasn't way over there and you totally missed it. The opportunity was like a bullet flying by your ear, and the reason you missed it is because you weren't prepared and you didn't make enough of an impact. So don't be pretty good. And there's this quote from Seneca. I'm not totally up on this quote. I'll paraphrase it here, that, it's a small part of your life that you really live. The rest is just passing time. And we like to live like we live forever. We act... How do we act? We act mortal in the face of fear, but immortal in the face of our desires. We don't go after the things we want. We put them off, but we worry about these tiny things that we're afraid of, basically. So, live that you in a way that you will be impressive at the time when you need to be impressive, you know? Prepare for what's difficult when it's easy, that Lao Tzu quote. And Tai goes on about this, you know, Arnold Schwarzenegger, his life is very inspiring. Whether you believe in his politics or any other crazy thing, you have to admire the guy, what he did. You know, he sat at home when he was a teenager and developed those muscles and then went out into the world and found people to help take him further, you know, but he developed a muscle first. He didn't say, I'm going to go out and find somebody and then develop the muscle, because who would have listened to him? You know, he put in the time. Steve Martin says, be so good they can't ignore you. That's really what it's about, developing your skills. Start to impress, and whatever area it is that you're carving out as your Eulerian destiny, start to build up your skills. Start to impress. And, you know, the rest of the world's kind of fallen apart. I talked about that recently, how the trends are, you know, going down. Health in the Western world is getting worse, you know. This privatization of the middle class getting worse. Things are going down. Things are getting worse. So while the rest of the world are kind of going to hell in a handbasket, you can be preparing. And one of the things you're doing is maybe listening to me. Maybe you're actually doing Tai 67 steps. I don't know. But if you're listening to this, you're probably trying to do something about making your life better. You know, pledge not to be overlooked for an opportunity by your lack of preparedness. You know, this is your time. This is as young as you're ever going to be, you know, and you can't project your forward age, which is a cool term, forward age, which is how many years you have left, you know. I might be dead tomorrow, or I might be dead in 40 years. So I can't plan to do something in 38 years, you know. I need to start preparing and doing today, or certainly preparing today, you know. Today's as good a day as any. So, here's the question. That's it, you know. Be prepared. I wasted 7 minutes when I could have just said 2 words. But not as long as Tai wasted. That's the only thing I can say. So here we go. What's our 3 questions? Tai's 3 questions of the day were... What's an example of a big opportunity you missed? Often we don't know, but if you know, what's one? What was the reason? Question number 2 is, what's the reason you missed that opportunity? And you know what? Don't blame somebody else. What's your reason that you missed it? And question number 3 is, in pursuit of your destiny, what do you need to focus on to prepare, to be impressive, to be so good that they can't ignore you? So there you go. All right. Subscribe somewhere around here. Where is it? I don't know. Anyway, subscribe button is somewhere. We're on step 58, so we've only got 9 more to go. There's 57 behind me. Take a look. Some of them, the video quality is crap, but that's okay. And, sorry, like I say, bit of a cold. We'll see you soon. Bye.